Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my non-spoiler review slash sort of a reaction after just finishing seeing the mid-season premiere for The Walking Dead Season 9. Alright, man, so finally, guys, I apologize for the wait. We're looking at basically Thursday today at this point. But yeah, man, I just, thank you guys for sharing it with me. There was about 5 people who sent me the episode, so thank you guys for sending me your DVR'd episodes of The Walking Dead Season 9. It's pretty cool. I almost thought maybe I'd wait until Sunday to actually watch it when it premieres. Without AMC premiere, so the usual premiere time, but I couldn't resist. I couldn't wait all the way till Sunday, so I watched it through. But of course, we'll do our full, spoiler review, so where we go through everything and spoilers included, probably on Sunday, unless I decide to maybe release it early, and then people could watch it who've actually, seen the episode, and those who haven't could, just watch it after they actually do see it, because I know that. I want to say most of the audience probably has not seen this episode yet. So like I said, this will be a non-spoiler review right here, so that if you haven't seen it yet, don't worry. You can watch it on Sunday and watch my videos as per usual afterwards, the usual formula that we got going here. Considering we're in the 9th season and The Walking Dead has been renewed for Season 10. So I'm happy to hear that, even though we don't know, again, at all what that's going to look like, whether or not Michonne's going to come back, whether or not Maggie's going to come back into the series for even an episode or two or something. Or whether she could come back full-time. So that's kind of the latest stuff that we've been discussing in the channel. So this episode for a mid-season premiere. A lot of the scenes actually, in terms of like spoilers, like a lot of the stuff we've already seen anyway. It's released online. Like the first 4 minutes was released, which was pretty cool to see. It's a great opening, and if you haven't seen it, it's in AMC's channel. You can watch it online. I've done videos of it last week. The thumbnails of Jesus. And so we're coming in from that. It's not a spoiler to talk about the beginning of the episode because it was released. So we pick up where things left off after the first half of The Walking Dead Season 9, where you have the Whispers that are going after the group of survivors that are with Jesus at that moment, and they basically get the heck out of there. And as we saw in all the promo stuff leading up to this half, they bring him back to the hilltop, and of course they have a funeral for him there, as we also saw in the pictures. It's pretty sad to see through it in the episode. It's sad, as what you can expect it to be. Of course, there's also some fun stuff with Negan in this one, which I did enjoy a lot, and I want to say is probably the highlight of the episode with me. It was a bit sad, though. It was a bit sad, the part for Jesus a little bit. But then with Negan, it was even more sad for me to watch it through, because basically, as we saw in the promos, he goes back to the sanctuary, and that's in this episode. So we get to see him actually go back there. And as we predicted, or as we expected, there's nothing there. Like there's nothing there for him. So you get that kind of feeling, and that's what made me even more sad about the episode, because we already knew that Jesus was dead after the mid-season finale. But just to see him go back to the sanctuary, which was a place that was so vibrant, so full of life. You had so many saviors there, and maybe they weren't all the best type of people, but they were his people. And there was, a couple seasons there. There was All Out War. There was the lead up to Rise Up to fight back against Negan and the Saviors in season 7. So that was a good location for a couple years of The Walking Dead. And then at this point, to see him go back there, it's like, wow, man, there's nothing there. So it's just like it was pretty sad. A lot of the stuff in this episode with Negan for me was really sad, because it just made me think of like how much the series has changed, how far things have kind of gone ahead, and how it's not the same Walking Dead anymore, and that really sunk in this episode as I was watching it through for me. We knew that Rick had left and everything like that. That was several episodes ago in episode 5. This is episode 9 now, so we had 3 in between after that. already. But those episodes were pretty pedal to the metal as things were going with the Whispers. And I feel like in this episode here, we finally got a chance to kind of have things slow down a little bit so that we can actually think about, like, wow, how much the series has changed. And the parts with Negan, for me, really kind of illustrated that, or they really show that, to where it's like, this is not the same show that it once was. And in the future, again, like I said, if Michonne doesn't return next year for season 10, it's going to be even less like it was before. And that does kind of sadden me. I'm actually like, it's weird for me, even though I never agreed with the Carl death, and I never liked the Carl death, of course, in season 8. I was like worried about it because of the future of the series. Aside from that, I mean, season 8 was pedal to the metal all the way through. There was tons of action, and I know a lot of people don't like it. Same with season 7. But in watching this episode right here, I kind of missed that. I missed a lot of what they did in that season and how high the expectations were for everybody, but how much just fast-paced craziness was going on, and so many characters and such a huge roster. And this one, for me, watching it through, also made me kind of sad that it's sinking in, right? Like it's finally starting to sink in for me that like this is not the same show that it once was. I mean, the time skip and everything else as well. It's what it is. It's reinvented the whole show and everything like that. But as you see the scenes go through here in the episodes, it's just there's I felt like Negan watching this one where it's like there's nobody here. You know what I mean? Like there's nobody left. And there's almost nobody. I mean, there's still a few characters. Of course, you got Negan, you got Michonne, you got Daryl, you got Carol. Actually, was maybe I shouldn't say because I don't want to give too much away for the episode. But she's basically not even in this episode. I think that's okay to say that she's pretty much not there. And so for the characters that we did get to see and the characters that we did focus on, the roster just felt so light to me in terms of what we saw. So the stuff with Negan, really sad, made me really sad, as like I'm saying. The stuff at the Hilltop too. There is some action, some things that happen with the Whispers, which is really cool. There's a scene on this like small bridge type of thing with Lydia and that, which is pretty wicked. And that one's online as well too. If you've seen it, then you know what it is. And it's a pretty awesome sequence. So there is definitely a mix of some different things in this episode. It's not all kind of slow paced, but part of it is, and it doesn't. It does feel more like a regular episode than it does a season premiere or a mid-season premiere. Now, I know that's kind of the new kind of theme for The Walking Dead, where they're not trying to do like big season premieres and big finales anymore. They're kind of more, I mean, they had a pretty big mid-season finale with Jesus there in episode 8, but they're kind of more sort of setting things up and bringing up intrigue for the next episode in anticipation as things kind of go through, and that's more what we kind of see in this one too. So don't expect going in to see, I hope I'm not giving too much away, but don't expect to see like, an all-out war action fest type thing. That's not the current Walking Dead. There's kind of like a Western theme as things go through as well too in terms of the score, which again we'll get into more on Sunday when we do the full spoiler review. But all in all, I mean, I feel like it was a pretty good first episode for the back half of season 9. It's just such. It's kind of got me in awe after I watched it through, and I'm just thinking like, wow, this is so much different than what I think of as The Walking Dead. Like when you say The Walking Dead, I sort of have an idea in my mind of what that is, and what we're seeing in the show now doesn't match what that idea is, right? It's a totally new type of thing. Maybe that's good after 9 years. It's going to be at 10 years pretty soon. They got to reinvent it. They got to bring in new characters and focus on them and develop them. They got to give other characters, more time that they didn't before. But man, it does, again, to parallel Negan's kind of feelings in this one, it does kind of make me sad for just how drastic the changes in the show have been, because they have been more drastic than maybe any other series I've ever seen, except for ones that have done like a part 2 or something, where you end the show and then you rebrand it as another series and then you relaunch it. The Walking Dead has basically had that happen without relaunching it. So they basically, after episode 5 and that, and especially sinking in this one, that it really is like it pretty much really is like a different show. It's a different series. It's way different from what we've seen in the past before, whether that be for good or bad, and how people are going to feel about it. In terms of after Sunday, we'll see what you guys have to say when you watch it through. And if you did, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think if you got to see it on premiere or wherever. Let me know what you thought about the episode and how you felt about it as a premiere. just all around how you were thinking. So those of you guys who don't want any spoilers, you can kind of try to stay away from the comments because, I can't control what other people are going to leave there and that kind of thing, or be held accountable or responsible for it. So I think without getting too much into spoilers for the episode, I'll just wrap it up here to say it was an okay mid-season premiere for me. It was decent, but it made me super sad to just see how much the world has changed in The Walking Dead. And even though I'm excited to see some of the stuff more with the Whispers coming up, and it's pretty cool, it's just so, it's just so different from what I expect, from The Walking Dead that I know, and that does make me kind of sad as a viewer. So in terms of a score, I'll give this one a solid 8 out of 10. I don't think it's a bad mid-season premiere or anything like that. It does have some important moments in it for sure for things that are being set up. And, some stuff that's very similar to the comics and like almost verbatim, and some stuff that's not so much. But I'm just not sure going forward. I'm just thinking like, man, what's season 10 going to be like? Like this is not the same show anymore. And it isn't. It isn't the same show. And, so that's kind of my reaction, or, my non-spoiler review for the episode as much as I can go into. We'll go into it more in the specifics when we do the full spoiler review. And let me know if you guys want to see me do that on Sunday, or if you think I should just post it tomorrow, and then people who have seen it can watch it, and people who have not seen it can come and watch this non-spoiler reaction or review. So that's all I got for today, guys. I hope you liked it. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Q&A questions, all that good stuff. Let's keep doing our thing in this very new, very different Walking Dead. Finally sinking in. If you liked it, please thumb it up below. You can share, you can favorite, and if you're new and you want to subscribe to the channel, bottom left to subscribe. That's it for this one, and I'll see you guys again soon for another. As always, this is Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.